Narrator VO. In the heart of Montana, there stood the Blackwood Ranch, 3,000 acres of prime cattle land, owned by one of the wealthiest families in the state. Interior, lavish dining room. James Blackwood, 45, sharp suit, sits at the head of the table with his wife Margaret. Grandfather William, 82, weathered but dignified, eats quietly at the corner. James, irritated, Dad, we need to talk about your situation. Grandfather William, looking up, what situation, son? James, you're 82 years old. The medical bills are piling up. You can barely walk without help. Margaret, and I think it's time you move to a care facility. Margaret, coldly, we found a nice place. It's affordable. Grandfather William, softly, this ranch. I built it with my own hands. Your father and I. James, interrupting, that was 50 years ago. Things change. You're a burden now, Dad. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Morning. Grandfather William stands outside with a small suitcase. A taxi waits. Narrator VO. 3 days later, William Blackwood was driven away from the only home he'd ever known. His son didn't even come out to say goodbye. Close-up of grandfather's face looking back at the ranch. Small-town diner. Grandfather sits alone with coffee. A Native American man, Joseph, 60s, approaches. Joseph, William Blackwood, is that really you? Grandfather William, confused, do I know you? Joseph, you probably don't remember me. I'm Joseph Running Bear. 50 years ago, when the drought hit, you were the only rancher who didn't close your wells. You let our people take water freely. My mother, she told me you saved our community. Grandfather William, modestly, anyone would have done the same. Joseph, no. They didn't. Only you did. 5 days later. Open field near the reservation. 200 Native Americans have gathered. Narrator, VO. Word spread quickly through the reservation. The man who had shown them kindness in their darkest hour was now alone and forgotten. Wide shot, a ceremonial circle. Grandfather William stands in the center, overwhelmed. Elder Chief, William Blackwood, you gave water when we were thirsty. You gave respect when others showed us none. Today, we honor you as one of our own. The chief places a traditional blanket over William's shoulders. Drums beating, people dancing and singing. Grandfather William has tears in his eyes. Joseph, to William, you have a home with us, for as long as you need it. You are family. Narrator, VO. 200 people came to honor a man his own son had called a burden. They came because they remembered. They came because gratitude has no expiration date. Local news footage playing on TV. TV reporter. An incredible story of gratitude. 200 members of the Crow Nation gathered to honor 82-year-old William Blackwood, a rancher who helped their community survive the drought of 1975. James Blackwood watches the TV in his living room, stunned. James drives to the reservation. He sees his father, happy, surrounded by people who love him. James, approaching, voice breaking, Dad. Grandfather William, calmly, you taught me something, son. You taught me the difference between having wealth and having worth. James, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Grandfather William, these people had nothing to give me but their respect. And somehow, that's worth more than everything you have. Grandfather William sits by a fire, children around him, listening to his stories. Narrator VO. William Blackwood spent his final years not in the mansion he built, but in a small cabin on the reservation, surrounded by love, respect, and the kind of wealth that can never be measured in dollars. Because in the end, we're not remembered for what we owned, but for what we gave.